Hey, what's going on? My name is Giuseppe. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the best platforms that you should spend your money on to generate leads. This is primarily going to be for local businesses and home service companies. I have experience managing over $15 million in ad spend for local businesses and home services companies. And I've seen exactly what platforms give you the most amount of leads for, the lowest cost. And I've seen what platforms can go ahead and charge you a lot for some crappy results. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing when you're going to be spending money to generate leads and grow your business is having and maintaining a profitable return on investment. That's like number one. So if we have our numbers checked up and we're just looking, hey, where can we put our money? I'm going to discuss the platforms of where you should put the money. So the first one on the list, these are in no particular order whatsoever. I'm just kind of going down the list of the most common ones that the clients that I work for have spent money on or do spend money on. So the first one is Meta. Meta, that encompasses Facebook and Instagram. This platform of Meta is honestly really good. You can get really good results if you know what you're doing and you have everything set up. So the biggest issue I see with Meta is that people sometimes are a little bit too generalized. They just say like what they do and then they send it to their main website and it's just like, you're never gonna get leads. Some people, they say, oh, I'm boosting posts. I'm just trying to, get more likes and engagement. But likes and engagement, that does nothing for your business. That doesn't generate leads. But if you come at it with a more lead gen focused mentality and you do lead forms, or you send it to a one-page landing page that has a very high conversion rate, and you focus on conversions as your main metric, then you're gonna do very well, especially if you test different audiences and you have everything set up correctly. It literally can be a very good powerhouse. The only times that I think it can be rough for somebody is if for some reason, you're having a hard time getting out of learning phase or learning mode. Because learning mode in Facebook, it's basically saying, hey, we need 50 conversions, so 50 leads to get out of learning mode. And say, leads are just, for example, $100, right? That would mean you need $5,000 to go ahead and get out of learning mode. So if you have a smaller budget and for some reason you're just having a hard time breaking out of it, that's gonna be difficult. Number two, the other thing that can mess people up is the type of content. It's very, focused on video or really good offers and ad copy. So if you are not somebody who's good with social media when it comes to your images, your creatives, or even the ad copy, the words that are actually on the ads, if you're not good at that, you're gonna have a hard time with Facebook. So that's my opinion on Facebook. I think it's worth it, but you definitely have some skills that you need beforehand. Number two, Google search. Google search has been king for home service companies because you can get very bottom of funnel people who are searching for your services. Typically, it's people who are in need of services. So if somebody's looking for a plumber, they'd have plumber near me. And you can pay to show up number one or pay to have your Google business profile show up number one. Like, you're gonna generate a lot of leads, and these customers, they need your services today. So it's not even like you have to wait or you have to try to like work the lead and put them in a follow-up system and takes months. Like, no, like they're calling, they want service today. So that's why people love Google and Google search, because it's really good. The negative things with it is that it can be very expensive. That is definitely true because competition rises. Everybody knows that it's a great platform. They make billions and billions of dollars, but competition can make the cost per click go high. And if you're, say you're not an emergency type business and only 1 out of 5 people who call you are actually closing, and then the cost per click is $50 cost per click, that means you're paying $250 per qualified lead. And revenue is not always guaranteed with that. You're just paying for the cost per click. So that can be tricky. But there's other platforms within Google that people don't normally talk about. With my clients, we always like to, if we have the budget, then we're going to explore more beyond search. There's display, which is really good for brand awareness. And if you send it to the right landing pages, you can actually convert out of that too. There's YouTube. Both YouTube search and like discover functions, they have features where you can just put your ads there, or you can have a video. That's what most people know, the video ads that play before a customer's watching their video or like in between. Or number three, something that kind of combines everything is Performance Max. That one's really good. That one combines search, discover, demand gen, Gmail ads, everything all in one. And I've seen really good results with it for clients who have a lot of creatives, kind of like what we talked about Facebook, who have a lot of pictures, a good website, good foundations. Those are clients that I always want to put in with Performance Max. Performance Max, we get a really good cost per conversion, like really good. That's becoming one of my favorite ones, and that's honestly something you should take from this video. But that's something I highly recommend. So Google, big thumbs up. I think it's very good. Probably my favorite if I have to rank anything, but that's that. Number 3, got to throw it in there, is Bing. Bing search. Bing is coming back. They are on the same cost per click type of game as Google searches. With Bing, they do have things like the professional service ads too, which is like little kind of like a Google business profile thing where it just shows up if you know what that is. But they have a lot of functions. And with Microsoft Ads, it's pretty much the same thing as Google search, but I've noticed the cost per click is a lot less. So clients sometimes get a much cheaper cost per lead. The only issue is there's not a lot of volume on there, which honestly could be for your benefit. Because if you say you only have, $1,500 to spend, you tried Google, but Google was too expensive for you, I would recommend, importing that same campaign into Bing Ads and seeing if you can get some good results there. It's always worth a try, just to kind of see. There are occasions where Bing ends up being more expensive to Google. And when we look at the lead data, it's because the customers, like the audience that's coming from Bing, is just not as good as the audience from Google. So that's sometimes what happens, but always worth a shot. So I'll give that another thumbs up. Good to test. Something I kind of touched on as well, which I forgot to mention with Google, they also have Google Local Service Ads, GLSA. That one I highly recommend everybody get on. You are only paying per lead, so that's per call, per message, per form, whatever like that, and it's within Google's profile. You have to be certified, licensed, everything like that. Once you are like background checked, Google gives you a little badge, and you'll pop up sometimes above everything, like even above the Google search ads. They made some updates where it's only 2 people showing, and it's only up to 20 profiles at a time. So not as many people are getting as many leads as before, but I would always recommend people jump on that and try to max out the budget they can there before honestly diving into other things. So I wanted to throw that in there before I move on to the next thing. And the next thing is going to be Yelp. Yelp has been making some big waves too. We have company I work for, we have a dedicated person that we work with Yelp, who kind of helps us, gives us strategy, a lot of things like that. And when it comes to that, I have some clients doing really good. They get a lot of messages, they have good profile, and if they have a customer service representative who's able to talk to customers in a very timely manner, I'm talking like 5 minutes or less, like really quick, those clients do well. The clients who have a slower response time of just 1 hour, literally 1 hour, they tend to not like it. I just had a client, they've been running Yelp for 1 year, and they canceled because they were trying to do some revenue tracking, and they're realizing like over the year it just wasn't worth it. So we're just putting more money towards Google, Facebook, Bing, GLSA. Those are like pretty much what we're spending money. We took it away from Yelp. So Yelp, it can be good. I think it's worth it, especially if you have if you're kind of like a one-man show too. I think it could be worth it, and you could just pull up your phone and answer messages. But that's my opinion there, and that's a platform you could try. The last platforms I'm going to discuss is like Home Advisor, Angie's List, pretty much anything that is you're buying leads. For me personally, again, if you're a one-man show, I think sometimes you can benefit out of it. But from what I've heard, a lot of horror stories from the clients that we work with, they try it, leads are shared, they're pretty crappy quality. And to be honest, if you're running ads with Angie's List and Home Advisor, you're pretty much just shooting yourself in the foot, because you're spending money on like marketing and leads, but you're not growing your brand. If anything, like you're growing Home Advisor, you're growing their business. And whether your goal is to sell your business or just grow it, maybe pass it down through your family, whatever it may be, it's better to put your money in something that's going to grow your brand awareness. So that's why I would always recommend, honestly, I would even recommend Yelp over something like Home Advisor's Angie's List, or I would even recommend Facebook, even if you're struggling to get leads, like, because you want your business name to be what's known in your community. Especially so that way down the road, if somebody looks you up or is typing like remodeler near me, and like, you pop up with some reviews, and they kind of have a familiar feeling with you because they've seen your ads on social media or YouTube before. Like it's a much better way to go, rather than somebody going Home Advisor and just, let me pick somebody, let me just choose the cheapest person, and then they forget about you, they don't care. I don't even know how the Google review system works there, because it's like they're technically going through Home Advisor. So long story short, I wouldn't recommend it. I think your money's worth so much more, so much else. I think you can get so much more bang for your buck and you get a much bigger ROI. So that's it for me. If you would like some help setting up, campaigns and any of these platforms besides the lead sharing sites, if you like help setting anything up, I'd be happy to go ahead and walk you through how I could help you do that. My goal is always just to make sure that you will have a profitable return on investment with whatever you choose to do. But I do have a free consultation you can book down below. And once you do that, we can start talking about your goals and see if we can help you grow, help you reach them. So without further ado, go ahead and see you guys in the next one. Peace out.